Open up, call the meeting to order. I'll let the roll call show that all commissioners are present. Additions. Doesn't need action.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, none carries. Public comment. Nobody here. Besides, grateful. Consent agenda. There are 3 items on there. Anybody wish to pull it, or 4 items, anybody would pull it off?
No.
Need action on that?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Seconded.
Yeah, motion second. Consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, did everybody have a chance to read the reports? And if so, would you have questions?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna ask.
Maybe for next.
Yeah, I mean, you would have asked the one. You know, in his report, talking about grenade fire hydrants, don't raise. Where, so
The portions where the water table's high, the hydrants are actually plugged. Most of them are self-draining, the water table's low enough, and there's some of them are plugged, so we actually go around and pump them all up. We got a couple pumps set up to go pump all them out for winter time. So.
Is there like 20 of them?
Probably 50, all around Walmart, all through the industrial park. Good stretch there. We wait until the weather's starting to get worse. We'll pump it after the fact.
So it doesn't make the pump or the well or the hydrant inactive. They can use it, right?
Yes.
It just drains the water.
Yeah, similar to the yard hydrant where the valve is actually 8 feet in the ground. So when you shut it off, it seals that off. The drainer ones have a little weak port on it that goes there. Well, if there's no place for the water to go when the water table's up so high, then the barrel sits full of water. And then through the freeze thaw, it'll actually open the hydrant up, and then it makes a big mess and everything gets froze up, and they're turned into a nightmare at that point. It'll bend stuff inside there. And
But both on a year like this year now, they're probably, if you go out in the yard, there probably hardly any problems. Yeah,
not a
part
ton.
of that, not normal, but the hydrant itself, which we use kind of.
Yeah, it'll actually, they'll stay with the non-drainers, they'll stay full of water right up to the bottom of the spigots
Yeah.
on the ones that are non-drainers. And then the ones that drain, they just go over time and say, the yard hydrant and we put the bucket of rock below it, same principle the fire hydrant, that's the way they're installed, is we put rock around the bottom of them. Gives it a place to cover with plastic, so it's got a place to drain out after you're done using it.
So I guess the ground rock, yeah.
Not really, not really, just getting the water out of the barrel, but inside the hydrant head.
Okay,
I got one other thing, part of the budget was approved, that was, there's 5 different ones. Was the directional drill rig. We found a gently used one that another municipal in Minnesota took delivery of in March of last year. It has 45 hours on it, and it's exactly what we're looking for. It's exactly what we were quoted for, about $50,000. That's
Cool. So beautiful. You already said yes.
yeah. So January 4th or whatever it is, the 5th, we will be going up and picking it up.
that's part of the 2026 budget.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be my question.
Yeah.
And did we have it?
Yeah, we had it in the 2026 capital plan for, 200
15, 220, something like
somewhere
that.
in there, and Jeremy got it, they're selling it to us for 160.
They have one project or something.
They bought it and it's just too rocky for it up there. They just it don't work very well for them, so. I don't know if it's a little bit too small for the ground they're trying to get through, but he said it works great. certain parts of their territory within their,
On our sand ownership.
just fine. And it was, we were looking at that exact same machine. I mean, everything that's on that trailer and on that machine is exactly what we were quoted from Premier. The other one we were looking at was a ditch witch, which is different model number, but the same size. So,
We know where the neighbors.
Do we do any training or anything, or do we keep training?
Jaden used to run one quite a bit. So, but Premier will absolutely come out.
And still trains.
So, yeah,
Good for you guys.
so that'll be coming off the books. Or you can hardly get the calendar page. So we're basically buying it for what they were gonna get from Premier for a buyback.
For trade.
Their commission approved 165, that's what Premier was gonna give them, so I said, well, yeah. So Jane and I ran up and looked at it this morning, it's clean.
They didn't have to pay too hard.
What municipality was that?
Is that?
What municipality was that?
So, well, thank you.
Well, I did, RDO sale, our RDO salesman down here, and I did tell him, so. Cause he was gonna look up to see if there was any, what was left for warranty on it, if there was any kind of extended warranty we could purchase. Anything like that on it, so he's gonna be getting back to me on that, so. But I've already talked to them and I didn't wanna say anything, I talked to him at the TNO conference last week. I wasn't telling anybody about it, so I didn't want for me to offer more for it, cause that's considerably cheap for that unit, you know.
That includes the trailer and everything.
Yep, just say up everything in the pictures, you know, all the electronics,
Your locator and.
yep, all the electronics that's on that goes in the head, so you can locate it, all that stuff that's all in here, so.
Excellent. Yeah, good deal.
Good fun.
Okay. Just a report. Actual, any questions on any of it? Okay, move on to the regular agenda. The Third Street feasibility report.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'll take this one. In a previous meeting, we had provided the draft. And then, WSP's now, provided the final draft, even though I think there is one change that hasn't come through yet. The budgeted, the engineer's estimate, for the water utility is $811,958. One of the things that we noticed was, for some reason on this project, WSP assumed a 20% contingency cost, whereas for seventh and for other projects, we always assume 10%. So they're gonna go back and they're gonna move that back to our standard contingency assumption of 10%, which I think is reasonable for a project like this in a road area that we know about and we've got this figured out. So that number actually is going to come down a little bit.
That is our.
They did it for the whole project. So when I talked with Kevin, who's our new WSB engineer, Jen has moved on. So I'd like us to get back, get to a standard assumption so that we're comparing these projects from year to year. We're comparing apples to apples to last year. He agreed, and then talked with Michelle about it too. She agreed. It doesn't change anything in regards to the feasibility study, but it's just, I'm wanting to set the proper expectation. Costs are gonna be. Exactly. So staff's recommendation is to approve the feasibility report with a 10% contingency assumption. And then it's on the, forgive me, Mr. Chair, the city council's already approved the feasibility report.
We did.
Yes, that was last Thursday, but, yeah. So this would be just the commission approving it for the, specifically for the water main replacement. And this is a 2026 plan, which the city is going to be managing, so they'll do the bid notice, all that stuff, with WSP.
And we haven't actually finalized the finance funding of the whole project, that's the kind of a separate issue. And we're not really part of that, I mean, we're in the actual interviews. Correct, so we won't be able to be cash things.
Yes, yeah.
For the city side, we're looking at having to franchise fee here, like,
Well, and that's an important point for the.
everything would be,
But that,
it'd be a good service for farming.
That's important for the commission to know as well, is when the council talked about this, in terms of funding, the options typically on the table are, just collecting through rates, doing assessments, or doing a separate franchise fee. The council discussed that they're not interested in pursuing assessments. Though they're becoming more and more difficult and contentious and costly. So it's common for a lot of municipalities to be taking the approach of using franchise fees for more infrastructure stuff. Since the city is not going to be following through on assessments, that obviously affects whether or not we can do assessments for our portion. We usually piggyback on the city in that. So what I'm planning for in for our large capital projects going forward is to assume that we're not going to get reimbursed for assessment and type activity, so we're going to just ensure that our rates are contributing to our capital and funds on a regular basis. I mean, get paid for these projects as they go. You know, it's just to me, it doesn't. I mean, either way it work. You know,
It's not sure, higher rate.
correct. Well, yeah, we gotta have the cash, we gotta have the money in the bank. And then we just gotta replenish that ourselves rather than getting it through, another revenue stream.
but it's a franchise fee. Nothing like,
So franchise fee is,
as it relates to that.
yeah, cities can implement a franchise fee for a whole host of different reasons. And then typically it's on a per residential account, for commercial, for industrial account, and it's a fixed flat fee that the city will develop. So they'll be working with WSB, and Mr. Chair, jump in if I say anything incorrect. They'll be working with WSB to figure out what that, looking at the cash flow and looking at these, this project as well as future projects. And they need to collect on a monthly basis.
This, so your property tax then, or
Utility bills,
utility?
yeah, it'll be, yeah.
So they'll come through our bill, our just, the franchise fee, and we gotta be,
We
write the
collect,
check to the city.
yeah, we collect it from the customers and then pass it through.
So when you look at your bill, you know, you got portion of the city, there's the word, franchise fee, we already have for $1.50. And that's gonna end, and we're gonna probably just keep it going, but probably have to break it.
Sure.
But, you know, and I'll, well, I'll speak a little bit personally, but I think I'm speaking for the council. Property taxes, assessments, these little inner projects, they're just can't keep dumping. It's just too little everything. This is kind of a through road, the system's all, everything has to connect to something. Franchise fee gives you really wide, like a sales, one sale, and it gives you a huge, bigger source of income coming in. Which should minimize the per capita rate, I guess. And it spreads out over people that don't live here to some degree. It is, just getting to the point, we all know that property tax, we just can't keep carrying the burden. Just we have to find it.
So the city has pledged to provide education materials for us because, again, it's going to be on our bill. We're going to get blamed for it. Trying to educate folks as much as possible that it's a tax, it's a fee that is a pass through. Yeah, the utility has no control over it. And so we're just trying to educate people that it's.
And with the path, because you're already on there, maybe, you know, and granted. Makes another challenge of communication. But
In addition to that, because projects like this, also doing stormwater management, the city council has instructed WSB to explore creating a stormwater, which would act much like a franchise. And then those things would be developed just for the governor and stormwater. That would be another line item that would be on the utility bill, is not a rate class that we would collect and just. Like, there'll be a lot of education that you can do from customer journey, but all the different line items.
You know, being very clear. You know, it really helps. Stated, but this is the past, which is.
Yes, I will work with the city on that.
But I understand. This past, which is.
It's separated. Yeah, right now I'm going to separate it between electric, water and city. And so it would give the whole city section.
So the city gets a separate, line. That gets mentioned. But there is one in place, like, now, develop every.
Yeah.
And that's where, that's gonna end now, I think, it's coming year. Rather than a fee going away, it'll just have a different number. It won't go.
So we will have some changes on those bills next year. It's the city, once we pass them through. And historically, we've always done that with the city. If there's any setup costs, there is some money in the city budget for the out. If we incur some software. Well, but it will require office staff to set up a new rate schedule and then we'll have expensive labor on it. But we'll work with the city on that to try to do that, with as much minimal effort on it.
The only project that could be done, the part of the top area. If you could find where have a copy, but there'd be there.
Yes. Staff definition of the
That's a good up there. When we've done on that, on the truth in the past. Without the don't show that. There's the truck and the setup, but. We did it for the water side of it. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm okay. This was for me to get some benefit and benefit. Because we had a presentation with last week that we had time to think about it and set the reports. This should be done with. That's true. Okay, so to that, one of the things that we know that's, is, we were talking about South Dakota. The primary is technically the South Dakota project and the city's thing. I've been looking at the show and that, if you put up this in the township, there's for that line, the city is the one who had, that's for the community. So the utility for, since I can follow through actually. Michelle, the project such for the the process of council. The other option was for the city to do all the, for, and then pay for 2 years, but just, it's for, so it just, two of the sessions, pay for the work that they work with, the staff, and then, that, that's another, something like that. That's it's, so, yeah, I think in order to help move the process along, would be that, motion to, request the city transfer the South Maryland line. China. That's taken off of it. Between, physically between the fence and then the technical lines. It's just, there's something. And we just want to put that. Well, it's going to take some time to get, so that's that. Yeah. I think that's the question I have for second.
Yeah, a little bit of a backstory. All of the, Somewhere back in the history, somebody is hoping that the public building one problem, the city ended up with the island. Well, this time, that's what that's getting down there. Yeah, the way we can go that. But if it's right, the way we find that was the beginning of the time. We had a man to do that. Even more direction than I'm just looking for program and I feel like that's something we should use to shoot. I did that things and with that is I really that. I'm just going to and say that's not the position is still and so so that have boxes with that. So that what they should be done about it, that's from the side of the at some point, I'm sure we have to know at the time, that, something that happened that that, you know, this was said, this was that, we can say. I did find that, and did find that, as you pointed out, that is the stage, into this bill, and we're gonna come back and start putting down, this here, so, it's a moment. Yeah, it does that the department has had to do that. You need to make sure the boss. Which kind of matter good, related to that. For the future, if there's that. And survive. And
Buildings are served in village. Yes. It's really hard to. There should be one. But it all has to be done in. The parallel that the plan, and then we still have one, I'm not very much, for the name of it, we want to do all that stuff, and everything, there's that, what I think was said. What am I doing with the learning as we have been concerned about the travel planners? I just finished it. There's that, the more we discussed it, and someone off the top of the surface, I kind of really got everybody with one spot, and I think it's like all of that guys, we're not the best out there, we're so. All I guess. And I had a bit of the audio on the first screen, that like that's what it's like. It's just, it'd be nice just to be up back at the bottom, but it is. Less about, I just get nervous about that. I'm sure getting over that. Much longer, please step over this. Yeah. That's the way they can go on. Okay. Anything else? Yes, Mr. Chair, so, the commission, staff did, work on putting together some draft language, for the commission affirming its commitment to local public power. So resolution 25-11 is in the packets. It talks about the value that Princeton Public Utility brings to the Princeton community, as well as the interest of the commission to continue to grow, which will help continue to keep rates competitive while maintaining the reliability and with the transparency and customer service that the communities come to expect. And then in addition, we drafted up a potential concurrent resolution for the city council to support the Princeton Public Utility Commission in their efforts. So just have that in front of the commission. See if there's any questions or comments. Otherwise, the commission could have a motion to adopt resolution 25-11 and request that the city council pass a concurrent resolution at the next meeting. Yes.
I think we just kind of said this in the previous motion, committed to. I make a motion. Yes. I'll second it.
I guess you made the motion to adopt the resolution. Let's finish that. And then we can talk about, we want to have it, request the city council to adopt it. Or you can do it in all. Okay. Okay. So in that regard, the next city council meeting is Tuesday, the 23rd. Michelle is her night community on a regular basis, and that we're always with each other working on. So I think that just put that on the agenda. I would think that's going to be entities. And I think we're going to go forward with the commission to present that. I'll be there. and information. But, you know, I just think the nice trip. We can be the council meeting. To present the commission's. Yes. Okay. And then now you're welcome to come as well. I'll have Kathy, the postman. With the. So we make sure that we can dot on that. No. Not formally. It's a part, it's kind of, yeah, so it'll be placed on the agenda, for the city council to discuss, and with the kind of, say that, and, request that they, have that discussion. They'll work that path. Yes. And they don't, anybody want to talk that? And we good. Done. That's good. Thank you.